What it do? Your boy is back on the grind. One more time, your boy is back at it again, you guys. You can see we're to the suspension portion of it. With that being said, now we can move on to this. So we're going to do the passenger side first. And what you're looking at here is BMI, tubular upper and lower control arms. And then you're looking at Alden American coilovers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So shout out to Alden American, Gary down there, fully sponsored on this here. So shout out to Gary, excuse me for that. Oh, and I forgot my coils over there too. So anyways, my coil was over there by the car. So anyways, just gonna start putting stuff together. So I have a lot of videos on how to put all this stuff together. So if you haven't seen those, definitely check those out. But we're gonna throw them all together anyway. I honestly probably should make a separate video on the coilover setup, but it doesn't really make sense for me to make a separate video when I have to install it on this BMR kit. So first what we're going to do is we're going to install these Pro Forged, but first we're going to install these upper ball joints here, Pro Forged brand. I did order BMR separate hardware kit. This is the number right here, I believe. Oh, maybe this is it. All right, so that's the part number right there. I think. All of the hardware needed to install. All right, y'all, so we are in business. I don't know, whatever at this point. Everything's not gonna be perfect. Ooh, yes sir. This bolt's not going in. There we go. Jeez. All right, y'all, so that's in there. So I think what we're gonna do now is go ahead and transition in here to the coilover. So all right, you guys, here we go, round two. So we are to the portion of the Alden American front coilover set. Now this is specifically for a Grand National, you guys. So it has to be for Grand National or Regal. This is their Grand National kit. Again, fully sponsored by Gary at Alden American, so I do appreciate you Thank you so much for that. And so here we go. I think first things first here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these wheel bearings on here. What I do, this says use wheel bearing grease, and actually I might do that this time. Last time I just used anti-seize, which is fine because it never dries or anything like that. But maybe I will use a little bit of grease this time, as we can put a little bit of grease on both sides, I guess. Alright, so we got one. Two. Yes, sir. There is a nut up here. It's a little set screw. See that there? And I believe what that is for is so you can take this off here and then go ahead and take your other nuts here, your washer, and then that bushing there, so that way you can mount it up to the top portion of the shock mount in the car, and then you can put everything back on, and then when you tighten that down, you use your set screw and that keeps it in place. Okay, so we'll go ahead and screw this off. So remember, the set screw's already out. And I believe, shoot. Hold on, you guys. Oh, there it is. Yep. Jeez. So keep that in mind. There is a spring in here. And I think what it does is it presses against that piece back there, probably so it locks it in place. And can't lose that. I noticed that when I was taking it out. So again, there is a spring in here. So yeah, don't lose that, you guys. That's something to keep in mind. Which is a lighter spring, but I only have a V6, so only a V6. If you guys know anything about the Grand National, you know it's not just only a V6. I think we are good to go there, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this bad boy up here in the car. Oh, one thing too is the bottom of the control arms have to be drilled out to 3/8 of a hole, which it is, but I think the powder coating on that is actually not allowing my bolts to go through. So let me go ahead and do that, and after I do that, I'll show you. All right, y'all, so this is what I'm talking about right here. So these holes right here, they got to be drilled out. And honestly, I think most of that was powder coating. me know what you guys think. Take you off the camera here so you can see a little bit close up. Yes, sir. She's coming along, you guys. This is a good look right here, boy. Should be able to turn it, yeah. Nice. That red complements it. That red complements this gray, for sure. So yeah, y'all, get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Just getting after it again, you guys. Getting after it again. I've already been busy at work, just picking up, well, where I left off of the suspension. Got it all installed on the passenger side here. Why is my camera always dirty? Okay, that should be better. Got it all installed on the passenger side here, with the exception of the rotors. And I also have it installed on the driver's side here as well. I'll show you that here in a moment. So the next steps, I was going to put the sway bar in, but I forgot that I didn't wire wheel the bolts for it. I'm just going to reuse the old bolts. And now I painted the heads of them, so they're going to dry here. Passenger side's all in. So we're good to go here. I just remembered that I have to snug up the bolts for the lower control arms. I just snug them up so that way when you set the car down, you're supposed to torque them down while the car is down on the ground. So yeah, all that being said, just letting the bolts here kind of just air dry a little bit. These are the sway bar bolts for the new bushings. Got these from Energy Suspension. This is the part number here. Remember, these front sway bars on the turbo Buicks are really, really thick. So you kind of got to find which are the correct ones. I think I got 32 millimeter. So again, just waiting for those to dry, so then that way I can go ahead and temporarily kind of set up the sway bar. I think while I'm waiting for that to dry, what I'll do is I'll just kind of do some of the small jobs that I've been kind of just waiting on. Like I'll install this dipstick tube that I took off and painted. So while everything was off the car, you guys, I just painted it, cleaned it up, painted it to make everything in here look nice. Got my rotors here. I did have to buy a new stud because I don't know where my old one was. Well, the old one's basically is broken, and I didn't know if you could punch these out, and you can punch them out. I just took it was actually broken all the way down here flush. So I took my punch of my assortment of punches, punched it out. I just have to install that, just haven't done it yet. And then I'm actually going to install these rotors. I'm just going to reuse them because I'm probably going to actually change the brake setup at some point, but I'm going to rock what I have now. bit of adjustment on it, front to back here. You can see it's in there. Actually, it fits perfect. I think when it's all the way tightened down, it'll clamp the rest of that space down. And then a little bit better look right here. So, yeah, y'all. Whew. She in there. And plus I have to leave it somewhat loose so I can kind of wiggle it side to side. But I'm done for the day. Man. Whew. All right, y'all, what to do? I'm in here just wrapping a few things up here. And I'm going to show you what the final product looks like on the suspension, the disc brake setup, and everything. So mind you, I still went with my original rotors that came off the car and the calipers because I'm gonna wait on that. I talked to my boy from Mr. Get In There Customs, and he gave me some advice on what to use. Just because of the wheel choice that I'm using, I'm not actually able to go to I don't have a whole lot of options to go to a bigger brake setup. I only have one or two options. And I kind of thought about that after the fact when I was thinking about maybe potentially upgrading my brakes at some point, because I do want to change the drums to disc in the back as well. The wheel choice that I'm using is going to expose the caliper and the disc brakes somewhat, or the rotors, I should say, somewhat. So I want to be mindful of what I am going to do, which in my benefit, it actually helps the pocketbook because I don't have to spend an arm and a leg on a whole disc brake setup. But we'll tack that sometime down the road, but I'll show you here in a moment. But I'm also going to show you some things that I did first, and then we'll go ahead and end with the disc brake setup. All right, so while I was in here messing with the suspension, I went ahead and just did some small jobs. So what I've been wanting to do is clean out some of my AC components. So I used some of this AC flush. Works really well. I used it on a couple builds of mine, and it gets all the old like oil and any type of debris or any dirt contaminants that has gotten into the system out. And being that I had the original compressor in here, I don't know the condition of it. I don't know if it went bad. The system wasn't even charged, so maybe the system was opened at some point. So I don't really know. I'm actually debating on potentially getting a new condenser. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but this is what came out of it. Now, mind you, this goes in clear. What comes out of that bottle goes into the system clear. And you can only use it on a couple different components. You actually can only use it, I think, on the evaporator and the hoses, which are up here, and the condenser, which is over there. So I only did the evaporator, and this is all that I had left. I have to go get some more, and that's what came out of it. It went in clear, and this came out of it. All right, y'all, so I'm just inserting this in here just because I didn't get a chance to earlier, but I got the engine all covered up because I'm fleshing out this evaporator, and I wanted to show you this here of how dirty the stuff was coming out. I might have showed you a quick clip, but I want to show you this because it's crazy. So this is how it goes in, really clear for the most part. And this is actually AC flush. The bottle that I got was like slightly leaking. So whatever I used in the condenser and the evaporator, whatever was left over, I just put it in here in this bottle. So you saw what was dirty in this bottle prior, but this is everything that came out of the condenser and the evaporator. Mostly the evaporator. The evaporator was that dirty. And then out of the condenser, which is what I have drying right here, there was some small chunks of debris, and it was actually left over in this. I dumped it all out in there, and then the debris settled, and I just washed it down the drain there. But there was small chunks of debris. If I have any pictures, I'll put them up. You can kind of see the stages, how it was darker, then it got clearer, and then it got clearer until it came out pretty clear. Now, I couldn't get it, well, out of this, I got it pretty clear. Here, I actually got it fairly clear. It was just a slight little tint of yellowness to it, but I honestly think that's oil from the previous AC system. So, which is fine, but I wanted to get most of the oil out of it that I could, because I don't know what oil was in it. And then I know ester and PEG oil is technically not compatible with, I think, R12. And I don't think it's compatible with this refrigerant oil of mineral oil. So if you guys didn't know, I'm running R12 in this system. So anyways, just wanted to kind of show you a quick clip. That's why I took the time to do this, because again, it went in clear like this and then came out really nasty like this. So beware of what's in your 38-year-old plus system. Anyways, I didn't feel like taking this all apart and opening it up. And there's a little trick that I do with the condenser is actually, they weren't insulated very well. There's a little trick you can do where so the evaporator sits vertical right here, and you can actually put some foam and insulation padding and run it over the top and kind of like on the sides. So that way, when air is forced through the evaporator, because that's how you get your cold air into the cabin of the car, it actually forces it more through the evaporator versus going up and over. So if you actually kind of go through the evaporator and the fins here, it'll cool a lot better. So that's a little trick that I do. I still might do that at some point, but I'm not trying to open up this whole system right now. I really actually need to get this car together because I have some other obligations that I have to do that is not car related. So anyways, by me doing this, it actually allowed me to take out the condenser. And so now I can clean up behind the radiator and everything. So that's good. Again, I'm not going to take the radiator out. I don't want to freaking mess with this coolant. I don't want to drain it. I just don't want to mess with it. So I'll ride this radiator as long as it's going to go. I'll clean it up the best I can, but it did expose this area here and on the side here, so I can wipe all that down and clean that, so that's good. I did take that outside and I gave it a good wash and clean, because I'm probably just going to paint the front of it, because you can see through the grill of this car. So I thought that I would just touch that up with some paint, potentially maybe even spray paint these little splash guards here as well too. I don't know quite yet, but we'll see. So that's actually drying right now. Also, these rods came off of the front here. They actually sit at a cross like that. So I'm going to clean those up, paint those up, and also my radiator hold down top plate, I'm going to also paint that. So we are getting there, you guys. We are getting there. Now, to close out the video, the main focus of the video was this disc brake setup, and I'll go ahead and show you kind of what it looks like right now. Let me scoot back a little bit here. And that's what she looks like, you guys. So you can see, again, use my original rotors and calipers. What I would probably end up doing, I guess they make some Willwood knockoffs that are actually really good, I guess. And I might run those. Mr. Get In There told me about those. So I might run those and just get some drilled and slotted rotors to kind of clean this all up. But in the meantime, I'm going to ride like this for right now. Everything is in there and looks really good, you guys. Get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. BMR, tubular upper and lower control arms, all the American coilovers. This is, I got new end links as well too, that gold bar right there. Those are energy suspension. Cleaned up everything else. Those are also energy suspension as well too. I gotta tighten those down there as well for the sway bar. But yeah, y'all, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I torqued, sorry for the steady hand, man. I'm trying to do my best to get you guys a visual of all this. So it looks good. I torqued everything down, so everything is good with the exception of the control arms. Those have to be torqued down with the weight of the car on the ground. It's a better view of the top A-arm, upper A-arm. And then the bottom here again. Yeah, y'all, so get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I think this turned out really good. So some of these bolts that look rusty, because they are, I covered those up with tape when I pour 15 the frame, and I didn't want the pour 15 on the bolt heads because that would potentially mess with me trying to get them off if I ever wanted to get them off. And also the washers would have gotten stuck to the pour 15 and to the frame, and so if I ever took it off, it would start to peel like it is right here. So what I'm gonna do is actually, they make this stuff called, I think it's called Rust Fix. I'll go over here and show you real quick. So this stuff right here, I've been using this for many years. It's actually really good. You can actually spray on to a rust surface before. It'll look like that and it'll turn black like that. And it really works, you guys. You're supposed to use multiple coats, and I'll give you a great example of this. I did some of these bolts here that hold down the inner fender well. Look at that. Those looked like the bolts I just showed you under here. So they look just like that. And look how they look. Crazy, huh? Crazy. It's crazy. It's a rust converter. It sprays on clear, and then it turns the rust black. It neutralizes it and turns it black. I did all of them. Those, that back there, all these bolts in here. I just kind of just used a wire brush and try to get to them as much as I could, and then did that. And that's just one coat. You're technically supposed to use two, but I just used one because I didn't want it to spray like all over around here and have a tough time kind of wiping it down and potentially also wiping it down on the bolt. So I just did one coat, wiped around the surrounding area the best I could, and it turned out just like that. Yeah, you guys, she is coming along. Super excited about this. We are getting there. We are getting there. Again, get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I think she's looking pretty damn good. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I got the wife and the son on the way here, so I got to get in and prepare my son some dinner. And my wife's not feeling good, so be with her and help her out on some things as well too. So it is pouring rain here, you guys. Legit like pouring rain. We actually got a alert saying that we might have some flood activity here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this garage and get in my house. But if you're new to the channel, definitely think about subscribing now. Hit that notification bell. All that good stuff, y'all. Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. Man, we coming along. We getting there. All right. I'm out of here. Deuces. Peace out.